So much news dropped not long after Sonic Racing Crossworlds was properly revealed at the PlayStation State of Play. We'll get to know some of the racetracks we'll be going to, items to pick up and use, the fact we get to not only use cars, but the return of the extreme gear from the Sonic Riders series. We got our main roster of characters with the game confirmed with a number of 23 characters at launch, and finally we had the recent closed network test exclusive to PS5 where people got to play the 9 of the confirmed 23 characters, and so on. When looking on the character select screen, it was spotted that there is an additional 5 slots on the screen. Could this mean there's more characters at launch? I'm going to look into this further and discuss who I think these 5 additional characters are. A large percent of you are not subscribed to this YouTube channel. Why don't we fix this? So be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell to be notified for the next time I upload, and check out all my other videos. I do discussions, I do gaming, I do reactions, and I do animations. Subscribing is free after all, so why not? If you want to see me post more often, I have an account on Blue Sky, and if you want to help support the channel, all you have to do is pledge to my Patreon or become a YouTube member. All links will be linked in the description. Currently confirmed for the launch of Crossworlds are the following: Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Shadow, Eggman, Rouge, Silver, Metal Sonic, Big, Cream, Blaze, Vector, Espio, Charmy, Omega, Sage, and Eggpon, Jet, Wave, Storm, Zaz, and Zavok. We do know that more characters will be added to the game post-launch, and of which have been said could be from other Sega games outside of Sonic. On the closed network test, we got to play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Shadow, Dr. Eggman, Omega, Cream, and Zaz. The rest were blanked out with a question mark box. But when you count the boxes, there was 28 slots overall compared to the confirmed 23 at launch. This has opened the doors for who will be there at launch, so I took it upon myself to make a list of characters that we could get from these additional slots. I've written down 6 characters instead of 5 because one of the choices seems quite unlikely, but still wanted to mention it. The rest have a more likely chance. It does say on the screen, and so many more, so this character screen and the amount of slots will get bigger post-launch. We also know there will be a pack of characters from the Sonic Prime Netflix series, which to me was an odd choice. But then again, it is the most recent animated series for the franchise. If this game had been around the time of Sonic Boom, they'd 100% do a pack for Boom, but I don't see us getting anything Boom related. If you guys have your own suggestions for who these extra 5 characters will be, let me know in the comments. Everyone has their own thoughts and I would love to know what everyone else thinks. With that said, let's take a look at my list, shall we? Number 1. Styx the Badger. Yes, I did say I don't see us getting anything Sonic Boom related. I do think Styx would be an exception because she has appeared outside of Boom, like being a playable character in the Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games on the Wii U. Her name was mentioned at the end of Sonic Frontiers when Amy has a thought of doing a road trip of her and Cream. And another piece to help back this up is that Styx was planned to be part of the IDW Comics cast for the Zombar arc. She was scrapped for that plot due to too many characters already being featured. To my knowledge, she hasn't appeared yet in the comics, as I've not seen a single person talk about her debut yet. So while it could be unlikely Styx being part of the game because of this, it does share that Styx could still be a later addition with her soon to be included in the main Sonic series. I do wonder, since Sonic and company all look different in Boom, is Styx going to look different when we finally see her? She looked exactly the same in the Rio 2016 Olympics, so they could keep her original design. Who knows? Number 2. Professor Victoria. For those that haven't followed the series Tails Tube on the official Sonic social media, Professor Victoria is a new character that popped up a couple of times on Tails Tube. She started off as a mysterious pink-haired lady, and then in the most recent Tails Tube, we got to know her name. The only other time we've ever seen her is in a motion poster during the scene in Sonic Movie 3 when Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles first meet Shadow in Tokyo. Other than that, she's made no appearance in the games or, to my knowledge, in the comics. I think they're getting ready to include her in more stuff, so perhaps featuring her in Crossworlds could be on the cards. This one feels both likely and unlikely because again, we've only seen her in small appearances on Tails Tube and one time in Sonic Movie 3. I feel a spot would be for someone that has already been introduced into the canon of the Sonic franchise. The same applies to Styx from earlier. But we do have her design and we have her name. All we need to know is more about her character and I guess what her voice is like. So she may not have a spot, but given that she's a more recent addition like Sage, she could still have a chance. Number 3. Tangle the Lemur and Whisper the Wolf. I paired these two together because I feel the chance of a spot being either one of them is for the same reason that, out of all the IDW Sonic characters we know so far, Tangled and Whisper are the most popular. They even got their own spin-off comic series. Fans always share a lot of love for the two, either as their individual characters or when the two are together in stories, especially when people love to ship the two together as a lesbian couple. They have been made playable in Sonic Dash and Sonic Forces Speed Battle, they were added as playable characters in the Roblox Sonic Speed Simulator. Tangle was also mentioned by Sonic while on Kronos Island in Sonic Frontiers when talking about one of the towers on the island. When the State of Play trailer for Sonic Racing Crossworlds came out, people thought they sported the character Linoleum the Sheep as one of the camera crew people in the screenshot of Amy in the Rainbow Garden track. However, after playing on the Rainbow Garden track in the closed network test, I know it's not Linoleum because it's just a generic custom hero, much like we've seen throughout the gameplay footage, which makes more sense to me compared to the fall of Linoleum. However, I wouldn't completely rule out IDW characters appearing. If I had to pick one out of the two, I would say Tangle because she's been introduced the longest, but either way, I can see one of them or both getting additions to the game. They could do a pack for IDW characters, and both could be added in that way. Not bad choices either way in my opinion. Number 4. Infinite. This one is a big shot in the dark. Infinite has only ever appeared in Sonic Forces. Outside of that, Forces Speed Battle and 1 or 2 pieces of merch, we've not seen Infinite anywhere, so his chances are quite low for him to be in the game. Infinite could still be added as maybe a DLC character or something, maybe a pack for villains. If we can get Zavok and Zaz in the base roster, why not Infinite? Or even the rest of the Deadly Six at that point. Someone could make the argument that people didn't like Infinite or they're trying to avoid mentioning Forces, but you've got background characters based off of the custom hero. Plus, I don't know a single person that thinks any of the Deadly Six are good characters. I don't really have anything else to say regarding Infinite being the choice. Again, a shot in the dark, but it's a theory I have. Number 5. Chip. Outside of a storyline in the Archie comics and a reference every now and then, Chip has only ever appeared in Sonic Unleashed and its short film, Night of the Werehog. So much like Infinite, Chip's chance of being a member is quite low. Although, one thing I feel Chip has over Infinite is to do with all the callbacks Crossworlds is doing. We got tracks based off of locations from Sonic and the Secret Rings. It feels possible there's more callbacks from the franchise's history, and that's including stuff from Unleashed. In fact, there is something from Unleashed in the game. In the museum track, we get to see the Tornado Free that was in Sonic Unleashed. We get to see both versions of that. So Chip has a chance of being in the game. And honestly, Chip would be a really fun addition to the cast. He could even have a vehicle inspired by his light Gaia form, with all the temples of Gaia. It'll probably look silly, but honestly, I'd love it to bits for as much as I love Sonic Unleashed. A side thing they could do as a later addition is include the Werehog. That would be a lot of fun too. Plus, a Werehog model in the current state of graphics in Sonic games would be gorgeous. And finally, number 6, Classic Sonic. I think out of all of these choices from my list, Classic Sonic feels like the most likely. I saved him for last because unlike other characters, we have some things to back up that Classic Sonic will be in the game. Starting off, it's noted that the car that Classic Sonic has in Sonic Drift and various pieces of artwork known as the Cyclone was spotted at some point in the trailer for the game. It's a perfect match. However, it was noted with the closed network test that people can just make a custom car to look like the Cyclone. But in comparison to the custom one and the one in the screenshot in the trailer, I can see a few differences. In the first racetrack we see in the trailer, there's these holographic images of Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1 all over the side of the track, including Badniks. Classic Sonic is still a reoccurring character in the series. While in the modern series he hasn't appeared since Forces, Classic is still featured in stuff since we had Mania Plus, Mania Adventures, appearing in Sonic Forces Speed Battle, was playable in Sonic Speed Simulator, added into the mobile version exclusive to Apple Arcade of Team Sonic Racing, Sonic Superstars, and most recently Sonic X Shadow Generations for obvious reasons. Classic Sonic has a very high chance compared to the rest with these factors alone. For all we know, it could be someone else with a brand new character since Team Sonic Racing did introduce us to the Don Pat, so not completely out of the question here, but given the fact that we see the Cyclone and all the Green Hill Zone stuff, it's gotta be Classic Sonic. And that concludes the list. I'm probably looking into this too deeply, but it's fun to speculate this kind of stuff. I almost didn't make this video because I thought it was just an original 24th member not shown, until I double checked and I just miscounted. But seeing the additional 5 slots during the closed network test, that gave me the motivation to redo this video. A reminder, if you guys have your own suggestions for who will be the 5 extra base roster characters, let me know in the comments. I would love to get a discussion going with everyone. Just a quick shout out to my patron, Typhoon. Much appreciated. If you want to have your name at the end of the videos, all you have to do is either pledge to my Patreon or become a member of my YouTube. Links are in the video description. And with that said, I thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Blue Sky, or become a member of my Patreon, or join the YouTube membership. All links will be linked in the description down below, and I will see you all in my next video. So until then, take care, bye bye.